Juliet's apartment smelled faintly of hibiscus tea and old perfume. She kicked her shoes off, muttering something about traffic, when her phone lit up on the table. The name flashed like a gunshot in the quiet, Senator Benjamin. I folded my arms, watching her hesitate. Why's he calling you at this unholy hour? Her fingers tightened around the phone. Relax now, she whispered. Please, can I just take the call? It's important. It's my boss. I leaned in, my voice low, sharp. Have you ever considered the impact your late nights are having on this relationship? I asked, pretending to be angry. Not that I was. She looked wounded. But the phone kept buzzing. She pressed it to her ear and turned away. Waving her hands at me, whispering please, blowing kisses at me. I caught only fragments. Yes, sir, tomorrow. I'll handle it. My jaw clenched. It wasn't jealousy. It was the mission. And Juliet was sliding dangerously close to the heart of it. And this was worrying indeed, watching her, as she peeled off her clothes, layer by layer, her beautiful eyes steady on me, and smiling. I first spotted her during one of my most boring nights in Abuja. The bar was small, dimly lit, and loud with false laughter. A cell for the elite, a place where deals were whispered into wine glasses. My glass of origine had gone flat when she collided with me. I'm so sorry, she muttered, quick, distracted. That's one of the fastest apologies I've ever heard, I replied. Her eyes met mine. For a second, the noise faded. Can I buy you a drink? I offered, putting on my best smile, without revealing my intention. That night changed everything. A week later, I stood at her apartment door. She opened it in a cotton dress, smiled shyly, and let me in. By the time it closed behind me, we were entangled. Weeks turned to months. She called it love, I called it cover. Over dinner, she would talk about long hours, high-profile meetings, and the boss who trusted her more than anyone. Every "how was work" became an intel grab. Every sigh, every complaint, every careless whisper over wine filled my reports, back to Washington. Juliet never suspected she was dating surveillance in human form. But I was listening to everything. By the third month, the pattern was clear. Every time she said she was working late, her phone would buzz at odd hours. Always the same contact. Always the senator. Why you? I asked once, when she came home past midnight. She shrugged. Because he trusts me. Because I get things done. Or because you're the only one who won't ask questions? I shot back. Her silence was my answer. The irony was sharp, enough to cut glass. Juliet thought she was just a hardworking aide, caught in the orbit of power. She didn't know her boyfriend was a ghost, an American asset stationed in Nigeria, sent to follow the money. And the senator? He wasn't just her boss. He was already under watch. In our radar, for money laundering, and other federal offenses in the United States. One of his colleagues was sitting in a United States federal prison for money laundering. Another was under sealed indictment. Juliet was sleeping next to the investigation. And I was sleeping next to her. That night, after the call, she looked at me with tired eyes. Why don't you trust me? She whispered. I wanted to say, because I can't. Because I know too much. Instead, I leaned back in the chair, watching her. Juliet, one day you'll have to choose. Him or me. The senator or this relationship. Her phone buzzed again. She flinched. Looking at me. And I knew the answer long before she spoke. To be continued, watch out for part 2. Please drop your comment below, to let us know where you are watching from. The invitation arrived handwritten, sealed with the senator's crest. Juliet beamed when she showed me. He wants me there, she said. It's a private dinner, just a few allies. My instinct screamed. Private dinners with Nigerian senators weren't just about food. They were cover for power plays, for envelopes that changed hands under silk tablecloths. You think he invited you because of loyalty, I muttered. But you're there because you're invisible. She frowned. Invisible? To men like him, you're the perfect shadow. You see everything, but no one sees you. Her smile faltered. But she still went. That night, I stayed parked down the street, from the senator's mansion, listening through a parabolic mic laughter. Cutlery. Glasses clinking. The unholy noises. And then, his voice. Heavy, commanding. We move the funds through Lagos first. Juliet will make the calls. She's reliable. My chest tightened. Juliet. Reliable for laundering millions. Her voice followed, shaky but obedient, yes, sir. I almost dropped the receiver. My Juliet. My lover. My asset. And now, his pawn. When she got home, I was waiting in the dark. What did you agree to tonight? I asked. Looking at Juliet, she froze. You were there? I don't miss much, I said flatly. You told him yes. Her eyes darted away. I didn't have a choice. He trusts me. If I said no. You had a choice, I snapped. You just didn't choose me. Tears welled, but anger burned through them. You don't understand what it means to survive here. You live in shadows, because you choose to. For us, it's life or death. For a moment, her words disarmed me. But the mission weighed heavier. A week later, Washington called. Your sources compromised, my handler's voice crackled, over the encrypted line. The senator's aide is under suspicion of collusion. Juliet? I whispered. Looking straight into her eyes. She's not just his aide anymore. She's facilitating transfers. Either she's in too deep, or she's playing both sides. Extract yourself, or shut her down. The line went dead. I stared at her sleeping form on the bed, her phone clutched in her hand like a lifeline. My orders were clear. But my heart wasn't. That night, she whispered in her sleep. A single word. My name. But the phone buzzed again on her nightstand. A message lit up the screen. I leaned over and read it. Tomorrow, the package moves. Juliet must deliver. Her role wasn't accidental anymore. She wasn't a shadow. She was the courier. And if she went through with it, she'd be the next headline in Washington's indictments. Or the next ghost buried under Abuja's red soil.